What's up, baby guys? Your man Joe came around just to find that you need to know. And today, I somebody called on my pretty much kind of been calling me out on one of my the comment section. Somebody saying that I always caught me being bored on the because I was making videos, and somebody said maybe you should. Somebody commented saying something in the lines of maybe you should do something for the kingdom, talk about the heavens and kingdoms and stuff like that. So I thought, that seemed like a good idea. So I bought this book. Not, anyway, um, I bought this book called "The Strategy of Satan: How to Detect and Defeat Him." I bought this like months ago, but I rarely even read it. So then I thought, it might be a good idea to, make a video about this book. It's called The Strategy of Satan. Let's see. How can we do this? Alright, let's see this. You can get this book from Walmart for like 12 bucks. 12, 11 bucks. Yeah. This one's called The Deceiver. Ooh. Okay. Chapter 1. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in truth, because there is no truth in him. Whether he speaks a lie, he speaks from his own nature, for he is a liar and the father of lies. John chapter 8, verse 44. And a dragon was thrown down, the serpent of old, who called the devil and Satan, who deceived the whole world. Revelation chapter 12, verse 9. But I am afraid that, as the serpent deceived Eve by his craftiness, your mind will be led astray from the simplicity and purity of devotion to Christ. Uh, Second Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. For many deceivers have gone out into the world. Uh, 2 John chapter 1, verse 7. Now the serpent was more crafty than any beast of the field which God had made. And he said to the woman, Indeed, has God said, you shall not eat from any tree of the garden? The woman said to the serpent, from the fruit of the tree of the garden we may eat, but the fruit of the but from the fruit of the tree which is in the middle of the garden, God has said, you shall not eat for it or touch it, or you shall oh, or you will die. The serpent said unto the woman, you surely will not die, for God knows that in the day ye eat from it, your eyes will be open, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. When the woman saw, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, uh, that the tree was desirable to make one wise, she took it. Fr- wait, she took from its fruit and ate, and she gave also to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed figs. So they sew figs and leaves together and make themselves loin clothing. Uh, 1.1. Satan's target: your mind. When Satan wanted when Satan wanted to lead the first man and woman into sin, he started attacking the woman's mind. This is made clear in Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I am afraid, as the serpent deceived Eve by his craftiness, your mind will be led astray from simplicity and purity of devoting to Christ. Why would Satan want to attack your mind? Because your mind is a part of the image of God, where God communicates with you and reveals his will to you. It is unfortunate that some Christians are minimized to significance of the mind, because the Bible emphasizes its importance. Do not lie to one another, since ye laid aside the old self with its evil practice, and have put on the new self, who is being renewed to a true knowledge according to the image of the one who created him. Colossians chapter 3, verse 9 to 10. I will so I so so that so this I say and affirm together with the Lord, that you walk no longer just as the Gentiles also walk uh, in the futility of the mind, being darkened in the understanding, excluding from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them, because of the hardness of their heart, and they, having become callous, having given themselves over to sensuality, for the practice of every kind of impurity with greediness. But you did not learn Christ in this way. If in if indeed you have heard him and have been taught in him, just as truth is in Jesus, that in reference to your former manner of life you lay aside the old self, which being corrupt in accordance with the lusts of deceit, and that you be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and put on the new self, which in the likeness of God has been created in righteousness and holiness of truth. Ephesians 4, verse 17 to 24. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what will God sorry so what that so that you may prove what will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. Romans 12, verse 2. God renews our lives by renewing our minds, and he renews our minds through his truth. This truth is the word of God. If Satan can get you to believe a lie, then he can begin to work in your life to lead you into sin. This is why he attacks the mind, and this is why we must protect our minds from the attacks of the wicked one. Finally, brethren, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever it is good repute, if there is any excellence, and if any worthy of praise, dwell on these things. Okay, Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. If it's not true, Paul writes, Do not let it enter your mind. What? Say about the temperature. It ain't even that hot in here. Uh-oh. 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 I don't think somebody wants me to talk about this. But let's keep on going. In recent years, science have discovered many fascinating things about the human mind. Like computer, your mind can store facts and impressions and even emotions and recall them years later. Your mind can reach into the past through the memory, or it can reach into the future through imagination. Your thinking affects your feelings and your willing. Let's see. For as for as he thinks within himself, so is he. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7. The doctor says, you are what you eat. The psychologist says, you are what you think. Satan knows the tremendous power of your mind, and he tries to capture it for himself. Um, Steadfast of the mind, you will keep in steadfast of mind, you will keep in perfect peace, because he trusted you. He trusted in you. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3. Um, for the mind for the mind set on the flesh is death, but the mind is set on the spirit is life and peace. Romans 8, verse 6. Your mind affects your whole being. While I do not totally agree with the successful psychology, the healing psychology of our day, I must admit that the attitude are important to the health and success in life. The exciting new field of holistic medicine draws upon the influence of the mind to help the patient cure himself. Sale managers psych up of their salesmen, which thoughts of accomplishments and success, just as coaches do their football team. While thinking alone does not make it so, it certainly helps. All right, so we're gonna get to the other part. We're gonna do 1.2, Satan's weapons, lies. We're gonna get on in the next video. So it's your man Joe. See you guys in another video. So it keeps saying that the temperature is going up on my phone. I don't think that's weird. It never does that. It does that when I drive in the car. You know, when the sunlight beams on the car, it does that. But now this is happening. I don't think nobody wants me to read this book. But without further ado, it's your man Joe. See you guys in another video. So okay, all right.